olóko nígbà yìí ló ṣe parí. Ọ̀rẹ́ dínáyẹ àtọ̀ṣùbù mi. Wọ́n ní dúró jáyé wà nílé òhò. Aláìláṣẹ múra olóko.
Edaoto is a naturally gifted, abundantly gifted artist or gifted person. Edaoto is so gifted that, in fact, his gifts, they cause turbulence in him. It's hard for Edaoto to stay idle, to be still. That is the extent of the gifts in him. Beyond music, Eda has so much in him. Eda is a natural organizer. Eda, I must tell you again, Eda is becoming a phenomenon on the society.
What you see as your life get really better. This government is taking you for a ride, and you're not ready to fight. There's only one thing that you can do, that is stand up for your rights.
My surname is Agbeni. Agbeni means Ifa is great. And I play Afrobeat, yeah, Afrobeat. Afrobeat is the kind of music that called me. Afrobeat called me, I responded.
Is almost always on his toes in terms of finding discoveries. Is well read in terms of understanding the cultural antecedents of his people and of virtually every other cultures in the world. You can be sure that having Edaoto in your company when you are in a club is some degree of assurance that you will be able to generate issues. You will be able to contribute in discussions that you might have presumed are above his head. Not just contribute, but also to deliver in such a way that the uninterested listeners are forced to pay attention to what he's saying.
There's going to be a country called Nigeria. As in Nigeria, a country, because Nigeria is not a nation. A nation is where people have the same language and culture. That is a nation. Nigeria is not one. Nigeria is nations.
It means you are getting enormous power from the cosmic realm to function effectively on earth. So just like the biblical Saul being named Paul, you get it? Because some people will say, people always think that it's only your parent that can give you a name. It's a lie. You can't give yourself a name. Especially when you have attained to maturity, when you have known yourself and you can say, at this level, this is what I'm called out to do. That is one aspect of it. Eda as Francis, as Lawrence Agbeni to Edaoto, the strange one. If I call him Orisha, he is Orisha, yes, as a god. He is a god. Orisha as one that is special. He is. Even when you are so exceptionally okay. My Bible tells me that God told Moses that I make you a god unto Pharaoh, and Aaron, I made him your priest. So when a man is becoming exceptional, when he's affecting the society, he becomes a god unto them. And a god does what? He gives a part.
I've been playing for a long years now, yeah. We started the band, the Edaoto and the Aspirations band in 1999. We haven't recorded anything yet because it's been difficult around here to record because we stay in the ghetto. We don't play shows regularly, except very few times when you play 4 or 5 times in 2 months. But most often times, you might be showless I mean show less for 2 months or 3 months. Some other times you go for small tours, you organize small tours.
He annoys me the way he carries that guitar like it's not about instinct with some, you know, some scientific thoughts that can change my life. No, nothing. Just that is guitar, but that guitar is a big weapon. But now, having said that, Edaoto does not go to anybody's house to rob. So when he goes to your house with his guitar, when the armed robber will come to your house and say your money or your life, Edaoto will ask you music or music, nothing else to offer you. So he's one of those guys who, for me, if I will judge him, he's a lazy guy like me. Because the ancient griot or singer would go and sing, then afterwards he would go to his farm, you know, and you go and tap palm wine, or you go and take jam to the, you go and harvest the jam that he planted some years ago. Edaoto like me has nothing to do except to sing and to force you to listen to what they sing, but it's got something valid where talent is appreciated, where less attention is paid to materials, but how the material is made.
Baba mi mo Edumare, Baba mi mo yo Edumare, mo fẹ́ jẹ́ tirẹ̀. Bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ó ṣàmọ̀ pé wọ́wọ́ ọlọ́gbọ́n ayé kan kò máa lè káyé já torí àárín nílẹ̀ inú bẹ̀lẹ̀ sí à ń jẹ fọ́sùn inú bẹ̀lẹ̀ ràn à ń wá kísà inú bẹ̀láṣọ ẹni tẹ́lẹ̀dùmarè bá ṣọ́ òun nìkan ló lè wẹ̀kùn ayé já wọ́wọ́ òun nìkan ló lè ṣọ̀rẹ́ ayé torí ẹ̀ la ṣe ń gan ni ọwọ́ torí ẹ̀ la ṣe ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ yé pé kò ṣọ́ mi o 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 má jẹ́ ń jí sọ́ọ̀bì ayé óyá óyá ṣọ́ mi o Èdùmàrè ṣọ́ mi o Èdùmàrè ṣọ́ mi bàbá o ṣọ́ mi bàbá o mo fẹ́ jẹ́ tirẹ̀ ṣọ́ mi o Èdùmàrè.
I'm Simon Dose Enyonam, aka Cornerstone. I play reggae music, roots reggae. And my role model is Nesta Bob Marley, the great one himself. And reggae music is a kind of a struggle, it's for the strugglers, it's for the people. It's a people music, it's a music that really gives me a kind of joy, it's really to express myself deeply to the people.
Cornerstone, my brother, my friend, is a Cornerstone plays in the reggae mode for now, yes. And I think, well, the reggae mode is perhaps his strongest point. But it's not just reggae. It's I think he understands the philosophy that domesticates reggae within the context of the struggling people of the African continent. Maybe the African continent is a much more general thing. But to say that he understands, he is able to manifest the intricacies of the emotions of reggae when it is reinvented. I'm saying reinvented advisedly also. When it is reinvented in the Makokoish and the ghettoized, the ghetto that they call the ghetto, which is the positive aspect of getting something out of nothing. For me, Cornerstone represents that ghetto in ghetto.
Cornerstone also falls into the category of those guys whose joy is in strumming their strings, and people are proud and people are happy, and then you fed them. You know, tomorrow you can change and say, listen, I will sell my guitar for. Let me tell you one secret about him, or something I heard about him. One day his house got burnt. You know that useless guy, the only thing he could say about himself is that, hey boy, if the guitar no joke. He wasn't worried about his DSTV or video or DVD or flash screen, because in the first place he doesn't have all of those things. All he has is his guitar. And for him to still be alive after that calamity, after his house getting burnt, is that his guitar was saved.
The revolutionary understanding of a cultural reflection of the Nigerianized or the Makokolized or the Yabalized or the ghettoized reggae. And if you ask me really, the one statement I make about Cornerstone, which I know it's a statement in transition, it's a statement in development and growth, is that Cornerstone is one of those who will strongly contest for the shoes left behind by Bob Marley, which was occupied by Lucky Dube. I think if Lucky Dube has left those shoes now, and we are looking for some artist who will pick up those shoes, I think Cornerstone sounds a very good chance.
Living in a kind of ghetto like this, it really gives us a kind of inspiration, you know, to write our songs. You know, living here is cool because we are okay here. It's so conducive for us, no problem. You know, we are living as brothers and sisters here. So, and this kind of area really elevated us, you know, so that it enables us to write our songs. You know, it gives us a kind of inspiration that the world really wants from us. So I'm proud to be here. It's a very cozy environment. I'm a fisherman. I do go to fishing. You know, I love fishing. It's a hobby for, you know. I love fishing, and also I'm also a tailor. I cut and sew. I have my sewing machine. I design clothes for my friends, and I have a little clients. But for some while now, I have to step aside for tailoring, so to face music. So maybe later on the day, I'll still come back to my tailoring, you know, have my own fashion house so that I can bring out that shapes me to the people, you know. I work with Kesi Jabari, and I work with Dakova, and I also work with Daudi Taylor at Alagomeji. Those are the designers that I've worked with before I step aside. We are living in a community whereby the country whereby the government is not in support of music. You know, the little that we've been doing, at the being that we are in an advanced country, the little show that we'll be going, we're able to make something out of it, move into the studio, record our song as well. But we just have to thank God for each other that we are still alive and we're still gonna make things happen. I'm a reggae musician. I play a kind of revolution songs, a song that tell the people they are right, because a lot of people, they don't even know they are right, so they're unable to fight for their rights. You see, the kind of song we play, really it will help the masses to stand up and fight for the other, because a lot of things are happening in this kind of country. Imagine when this guy being assassinated, Delegiwa, when Kaim Sarwa being hanged, nothing happened. Nobody stand up and fight for for their rights. So we just have to stand up and fight for that, because if we be able to do that, it will bring changes, because we are living in a city whereby the government, they don't even care. Though I'm not going to say there's kind of atrocity being committed, because atrocity is everywhere. Either you're in the ghetto or in the city, you know, a lot of things happen. So in this ghetto, there's a lot of things that's going on here, and we are well-respected people and opposing people, you know. So,
Oh, my little sister, who say you will not walk again. Oh, my brother, who say you will not rise again. Look, my friend, why you believing in faith prophecy? There is no oracle that can discover you than yourself. All you got to do, just believe in yourself. If you do believe, I say you will move mountains. I'm back on my feet again. I'm back, oh, I'm back on my feet again. Oh, I'm back, oh, I'm back. Yeah, man. I'm back on my feet again. Oh, I'm back, oh, I'm back. I'm back on my feet again. Okay. Where are those friends who say they will be with you? Where are the family who say they will be by your side?
My name is Abib Olatunde Ayodeji. Our friends call me Awoko. Anyway, Awoko is my stage name, and I like being called that while on stage, because it actually reflects my personality. You know, while on stage, what I do, you know, what I do, you know, has to do with voice, you know, with voice and words. So, and I think that actually portray my person.
Abib Ayodeji, yeah, Awoko. Well, I think it means so many things to a lot of people. But in one straight sentence, I will tell you, he's one of the most dedicated artists that have worked with me over the years. In fact, the most dedicated of all of them. I've worked with so many people, actors, dancers, drummers, writers, directors. But he's been very, very consistent in terms of his commitment to the art.
It lends credence to the name of the bird in the fact that whether it's on vocals or on the flute, on the drum, or on any other instrument that is much more familiar with, on the guitar especially also, yes, you'll find the young man waiting to become the master in Awoko. There are very few guitarists, for instance, who have given me the impression of a one-man band in Awoko, in the sense that he's able to strike the chords in such a way that you begin to look around for the other persons playing with him. And then before you realize that he is the only one doing it.
find something better to do.
As an artist, I think he's so versatile. He's an actor, he's a musician, a composer, an instrumentalist, a dancer, and of course, an enthusiastic scholar in some respect. I think the young man is actually trying. I actually use the word because, you know, I believe he's still in the process of having to come up with his own unique style. So the guy is actually trying to create an identity for himself, in spite of the fact that some have described his brand of music as folkloric. Some say in some of the songs that he's performed, some will say he has a bit of reggae. But for me, I think I have a very talented composer and musician that is trying to use resources of language and history and the cultural milieu that is actually grown up in to create a brand of music that can be regarded as uniquely his own brand as Awoko, a performer.
They really want me to do more. Whenever I come out with my guitar, the crowd, they hover around me, they flank me every time I come around to do my things. And that makes me a superstar. I feel like a superstar whenever they flank me like that, because it really shows that they love what I do. If I remember one day, one of them, whose name is Tosi, it's actually my bass guitarist. He backs me up with bass guitar, and very good. His name is Tosi. So he was telling me, we just discussing, and he told me, he said, "Hey, bros, if you die, God go vex you. Because this kind of history, your talent, if you don't go studio, you should be seeing you there, and he expects more and more from me."
For all I know, this is actually a young man that have been with me for over 10 years, and not on an occasion has he been involved in any sort of misdemeanor or negative perpetration act. I think he's actually been able to live above, the petty vices and the social malpractices that are actually, peculiar to such environment in which he lives. I think he's been able to manage his life very well, in spite of the vices and the terrible hazards around him. And I want to really praise him for being able to do that, in spite of all of the evil, the squalor, and of course the misdemeanor around. He's been able to hold his head very high, and he's been able to carve a niche for himself as a responsible personality that every other person of, perhaps we should say, maybe a well-established and a conducive environment will want to relate with.
Well, I met that young man when he was in secondary school. He played Odewale. His teacher then was Lekon Balokun, who was my colleague, and we were in school together. So I went, he said, "Come and see. I've got these students to show you." And then I've been performing for a while then, maybe like a few months before Awoko. So when I got to their school, I saw this young man playing Odewale. I was like, who is this? He played the role so well. Awoko did not come in our time. Awoko came at the time when public schools were nothing. I mean, what is it about public schools? All those people who are benefiting from Nigeria went to public schools. But they reduced public schools. By the time our generation came up, public school was nothing. So you have to have a lot of money to put your children in a private school. So when Awoko was going to play his role, he played his role as a student of a public school. And he played Odewale very well, And so I thought that he's a very good actor. He's got this long teeth and a way of pronouncing things that, I just love him. And then afterwards, I realized that the guy sings too. Then afterwards, I realized that he does not only sing, he plays an instrument too. all of these things you can do away with. Then afterwards, I realized that it's right to do those things at all costs, at least for me. Just call them and say, I want you to come and play guitar. It's the biggest thing that can happen to them. They are so happy to be themselves. So let them watch out for those guys.
Yeah, this is keep on smiling. Yeah. Listen up. So life is full of ups and downs. Oh yes. Life is full of surprises and revelations. Oh yes. Life is full of trials and triumphs. Oh yes. Whatever condition you find yourself, keep on smiling. Whatever situation you find yourself, whatever condition you find yourself, come on, keep on smiling. But still life is full of ups and downs. Keep on smiling. Life is full of surprises and revelations. Oh yes. Life is full of trials and triumphs. Oh yes. Whatever condition you find yourself, come on, keep on smiling. Whatever situation you find yourself, keep on smiling. Whatever condition you find yourself, keep on smiling.
They'll be hungry as far as Nigeria refuses to get Aderemi. But when Nigeria gets Aderemi and begins to know and start, then they'll be okay. And they can't be hungry. Why are we talking about them today? This documentary doesn't have to be an award-winning documentary. This documentary only has to win the award in my heart. But I'm nobody knows me. So when people care enough to think about them and say, let's talk about them, then they've won something. And that's because nothing has sustained them but because of their love for their guitar and their music and the story they've got to tell. So when we lose, when our society is deprived of Awoko, Cornerstone and Edaoto, we've lost something valuable. But as usual, we will not know. We might not know.